2 days ago, we were driving from the club back to the hotel, and like all the roads were blocked off, and there was like all these police and everything. I'm like, oh my god, like the president's gonna drive by, and I was like, I wanted to just like stay and watch, but the driver was like, okay, we have to go. But I loved all that stuff, and I'm into politics, so I think it's really cool.
And Genie, you are obviously, you love the CitiOpen, don't you? The first round is your, you've got it.
Yeah, I know I need to go one step further this year.
Definitely. Hey, can I follow up just because you brought up politics real quick? What's it like to grow up as an Anglophile minority in Montreal?
Yeah, the city I'm from, Westmount, is more of an English city, but you know, it's a small city in Montreal, and then in Montreal, the rest of Quebec is very French. So people are surprised that English is my first language because my name is like Genie Bouchard, and it's like a French Canadian kind of name. So I get that a lot. And
right.
Like, okay, well, English is the universal language, all this stuff. But I can speak French pretty well.
Sure.
So I think it's good for me to be able to speak both languages, especially when I go back to Montreal, and then they always have interviews in French. So I practice my French that way.
Politics is pretty interesting in Quebec.
Yeah, I'm into more of the American one, seriously, because in Quebec, yeah. I mean, I'm so excited now I can vote, so whenever the next elections are, even like the mayor or whatever, I'm going to vote for every day because I think it's really cool. But yeah.
Genie, are you catching the Olympics in any spare time you might have?
Yeah, actually 2 nights ago, I told my coach that I wasn't going to dinner with him. I was ordering room service and I was watching the ceremonies.
Nice.
I love the Olympics. I watched a lot of them in Vancouver 2 years ago. And I think it's really cool. I'm jealous, you know, I want to be there, but being at the CitiOpen is not bad either, so...
Well, follow up. Have you probably haven't had a chance to browse the web and see these great Olympic photo mugshots on the Olympic website, have you?
Yeah.
They've got some really bad pictures to some of your colleagues. I just thought I'd ask.
Like who?
Everybody. There's
wow.
Photos of like driver's license photos.
Oh, really?
They're pretty bad.
But I thought the ceremonies were really good. I was impressed. Even like they had this teenage part with like all these like social media things, and I thought it was so cool. You know, it's pretty modern.
One question: how would you say Tennis Canada has helped in your progress and development since you've been training in Montreal since 2008 there?
Yeah, I was before that. I was in Florida and Savianos, and then I went to the National Center in Montreal when I was like 15. And I think the biggest thing, they are able to provide, you know, so much funding. We can travel around the world and play all these top tournaments, and that really gives us a chance to win them, you know, a chance to go to Wimbledon and win the title. And I think, obviously, because tennis is an international sport, we really need to get out of Canada, you know, for me. So they help the most with that, for sure.
So you trained at Jerry Park?
Yeah.
Great. And what's it going to be like? What do you expect it's going to be like when you go back for the Coupe Rogers and you're treated like a national celebrity that you are?
I don't know if I'll be treated like a national celebrity, but it's really cool because I love the tournament in Montreal. I think it's the best, and the fans really get into it, you know, so I'm hoping to have a lot of fans out there. And then my whole family is there as well, so it's really a cool tournament at home. And it's really, I mean, I played at Jerry when I was 8 years old, you know, playing 10 other tournaments, so it's really like a home tournament. And I'm just looking forward to it.
That's a pretty long ride from Westmount, where you're from. It's way across town, isn't it?
Yeah, on a good day, probably 20 minutes.
Is that all?
Yeah,
okay.
It's not that bad, so I'm lucky I can stay at home. Some of the other, you know, players at the center, they're from Vancouver, and they have to stay at the housing family when they're training, and then so they get to go home much less. But it's a good situation.
Sure. Do you have any comment on the entire recent grunting controversy?
I think I don't really mind it. I mean, for spectators who say they don't watch because it's grunting, I don't think that's, you know, a good thing to say, because some players have been doing that for their whole careers, and you can't just ask them to stop. And I think it actually adds more entertainment, you know, and there's a lot of screaming and stuff. So.
Great, Genie. Thank you very much.